What's going on, y'all? Why'd I say it like that? Welcome back to another Def Daily little video. I do want to actually start doing these daily, man, like actually daily on the Def Daily channel. I mean, does that make sense? I mean, I can use like Def Absent, use that channel for like the more long form content, the more edited content, and then I can use the Wrestle Fresh YouTube for all the wrestling shit, right? Easy peasy, lemon Yeezy. No Yeezy, no Diddy either. But the point is, I want to make these daily. I want to actually upload some shit. Just gonna get it off my chest every day whenever I have the time, which I guess would be on break. Probably not like the best idea to have identifiable information in the background, and I kind of realized that before I started recording. I started with one at the parking lot of my job and said, no, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. So I instead drove a bit, found a new spot, and hopefully I don't get approached by any police officers. But I'm just gonna get into it, man. Today I kind of feel like getting something near and dear to my heart off of my chest, which is the issue with a bad haircut. We've all experienced it. We've all had a bad cut once, twice, maybe every time. I don't know, man. But the point is, it can feel really bad. It can feel really demoralizing. It can be a huge hit to your confidence for the rest of until that shit grows back. And I just wanted to say, if you're in that camp and it's really fucking with you, it's not a big deal, man. Because the thing about hair, I don't know if you knew this, unless it's not true for you. Shout out Hims, shout out Rogaine. Maybe your shit doesn't grow back, but if your shit grows back, you'll be fine, man. So I had a little incident recently where the barber who I have found, who I have enjoyed going to, who does a very good job, in my opinion, he was suddenly no longer available. He was suddenly no longer available, and he had to be subbed out. And I figured, because of the shop I go to, it's all very good people. I figured the standard of excellence must be about the same across the board inside of this shop. Maybe I should have taken it as a sign when the person who was subbing in was about, I want to say $15 cheaper than my dude is. Also probably should have seen a little something coming. This might be a controversial take, but when the sub was a white barber, I'm just gonna come out and say it. There's no reason to dance around it and pussyfoot around. When it turned out he was a white barber, I probably should have known the jig was up. You know what I mean? And so I sit down in the chair, man, I'm getting ready. He's like, what is it that you do? I tell him what it is that I do, which is simple. It's just a low ball fade. And I wanted like half an inch taken off the top. That was all I wanted. Simple enough. Now, what ends up happening is twofold, actually threefold, but one of them doesn't have to do with the head hair. Makes it sound like he shaved my balls. That'd be a crazy experience, man. That's worth a tip or two. The point is, man, he gets in there. He doesn't cut it. He didn't cut it. He used one of those tools for like feathering hair. He said it would like give it a textured look. Now, I've never had that happen. I didn't know feathering your hair was a thing that people did, right? I go to barbers. I don't go to salons. So I didn't know that was, I just trusted him. I trusted the process. He said, it'll help you get more of like a messy look. I was like, that sounds cool. That's how I wear my hair. I wear it, short, faded, and I wear it messy in the front. I used to do the little comb over, not anymore, and I just wear it all messy. Cool, fine. If it's gonna give me a messier look, great. So he goes in, starts doing this thing, and I already knew I was fucked from the jump because I said half an inch off the top. Now, I saved a little piece of this hair in one of my nicotine containers so that you could see. So just so you know, it's not dandruff, all right? So fuck off with that. It's nicotine salts. So I don't know if we live in the same reality or not, but this is not half an inch. In no world is that half an inch. It's actually a little bit over an inch. Closer to like an inch and a quarter is how much he took off. So I knew I was fucked from there. But, you know, we're already there. I can't really back out of it at that point. It is what it is, and it just kind of has to be. So we just start having a conversation. You know, everyone in the shop, it's, you know, him, the other barbers, we're all like just chopping it up the way you do. And I'm just trying to get lost in the conversation. The other barbers are like having me spit a quick little 16 off the top because they didn't think that I could. You know, just that type shit. And it was all cool because I did forget about it until he started just shaving my face. I didn't ask for that. He just starts going in. I was like, whoa, I can handle that. He's like, nah, bro, I got you, man. I won't charge you no extra. I got you. I'm like, this is crazy. This is insane. So he shaves me up, goes hella hard on this part, fucking razor bumps immediately. I was like, God damn it, dude, I knew it. It's just, this man's doing the most. He's doing too much. So overall, not a great experience. I was pretty upset, but I wasn't letting it show. Let me talk about the feathering for just a moment. Let me talk about the feathering because I do think that was the worst part. I think I could pull off my hair being this short. I think that's A-okay. What I don't think is A-okay is the feathering because I think thinning it out the way that it was thinned out, it makes it so that no matter how I do my hair, you're just seeing scalp. You're just seeing scalp. And normally my hair is also pretty thick. I have a pretty thick head of hair. It's not super coarse. It's not super fine either. It's about medium coarseness, but it's very thick, which allows it to be positioned in all kinds of different ways because there's so much hair there to work with, right? Not anymore. So it doesn't lay right. It feels like the hair's been shocked. It feels all kinds of fucked up. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say this is like the worst haircut I've ever received in my entire life. I'm not going to, I've had worse. I've had a lot worse. I'd put the picture on screen if I was editing this, but I'm not. I've had worse. I've had shit where somebody pushed the fade up to like here on my head, right? That's not okay. I have had that. I looked like a Hitler Youth after that. Not a good time. Not a good look either, especially for someone as lacking in pigment as myself. It just not a good look for me to be walking around with the Hitler fade. All right, we'll just put it that way. Might have been able to get a Ye feature at that time though. I could have sent him some of my songs, but like, hey man, but look at the cut, and he might have been rocking with it. I don't know. I could have had me a Ye feature at that point. Don't know if I would have wanted it though. But the point is, man, it's gonna grow back. This hair is gonna grow back, and I'll be able to go back to my normal barber. And at first, yeah, it was a hit to my confidence, especially right after I saw it, and especially after, because this haircut also took way longer than it needed to. Like, these haircuts never take this long. I go in 45 minutes, it's done. Even whenever this shit grows out a bit more than I would like, and probably a bit more than my barber would like, if we're being honest, 45 minutes, maybe 50 tops. This dude, however, cannot fucking multitask at all. And I'm not knocking him. He's a sweet dude. I like this guy. I'm not knocking him. I just had a less than ideal experience. That's all it is. But and self-admittedly, he can't multitask. And so we're all having fun, joking around, laughing. This fucking hair, it took 2 hours. It was a 2-hour cut. This haircut took 2 hours. So it was less about how bad it was, more about the fact that so much of my time was depleted on a haircut I was less than satisfied with. Now, because it took so long, my go-to barber eventually comes back. And I'm like, what's up, Marcus? And he's like, oh, you getting cut by somebody else? I was like, hey man, look, I came in, I needed a cut. Like, I needed it done. I have a show coming up. I had to do it. He's like, hey man, at least you're keeping it in the house. That's all that matters. But after the cut was done, and I had to realize after the fact that it wasn't really a dig at me, but he was low key roasting that shit. Like, as I was, because the dude who was cutting my hair, he used some styling powder to, like, you know, tussle it up and shit. And I straight up looked like a badass little 6-year-old. Like 100%. That's what I look like. Just a badass little 6-year-old that you do not want in your class. You know, that's the kid that is eating paste and trying to get the other kids to eat paste with him. Just not a good time, man. But so my confidence was definitely shot walking out of there. My confidence was shot going home. My confidence took an even bigger hit whenever I showered. And when the hair was wet, you can really tell how thin it is, because it was just all scalp. It was all scalp, man. Like that, and my scalp is white as fuck. I mean, it looked like, what's that? There's like a cartoon or a video game. It's like a little like a little chicken that still has the eggshell on top of the head, and it's just sitting like that. Yeah, that's what I look like. Bad time, man, bad time. But one way that I've found in my life to cope with that shit is to get ahead of it. So that's what I did. I got ahead of it. I started making jokes myself. And that kind of takes away the sting from what anyone else could say. And especially because I will roast my own shit pretty hard. Like, I really go in. And then people are like, well, it's not that bad. And then it's over. And, you know, I just do that for 2 weeks and my hair's grown back to the length it was prior and everything's cool. So if you have a bad hair day, if you have a bad haircut, it's going to suck, but, you know, get ahead of it, man. Find something to joke about it, you know, on your own. Give yourself those licks so it's a little bit easier if someone else does, you know, decides to dig. Plus, then you could have something even funnier than what they say. And you could bring that up as well. And then you're disarming the situation and they're laughing and then you're laughing. And then it's less they're laughing at you and it's more y'all are laughing together. But it'll grow back, man. Unless it won't. Unless you're already losing your hair, in which case, I don't know, man, just shave that shit. Don't try to hold on, all right? You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that to yourself. Everyone knows. You're not fooling nobody. You're sure as hell not fooling yourself, because you know. So just shave that shit off if you're going bald, man. You know, we don't need no Friar Tuck action or, you know, insert other person losing their hair here. Yeah, man, that's it. Just don't think too much about it, man. If it's hair, it's growing back. If your hair is the ugliest part on you for a week or so, you're not doing too bad. You know what I mean? And if there's other shit that you can work on, just work on that. I got a big ass zit right here. I should probably put a pimple patch on it. I think this is more of a distraction than this. Just my opinion. So, yeah, man, it's all good. You got a bad hair day. You got a bad haircut. Just let it grow back. You'll be cool, man. Don't worry too much about it. I don't know why I decided to make this, but I did. I had to get the hair off my chest. Oh, it's still there. All right, then, later.